Hello guys, it's Zevy here and welcome to another Hunger Games. Today we are on Rome, which a lot of people have been telling me that they prefer the Hunger Games when they don't have to build things. But to me, it adds an extra challenge, and I honestly kind of like that in the Atlantis and the Rome Hunger Games, and I kind of like playing those more because no matter what, you'll be playing for at least 10 minutes because of the grace period, which so I hope for 10 minutes you're at least having fun. Because if you're not having fun, I mean, come on, you gotta have fun. So another thing that's kind of new that I'm doing right now is instead of commentating while I'm playing, I'm just commentating afterwards, which is going to be a little bit hard to find topics to talk about. I did this a very long time ago. I think it was a few months ago when I started my channel, when I was doing survival. Of course, it was a little bit easier back then because I only did 9, 10 minute videos, and this video is 19 minutes long. So I just kind of want to talk, and so then I can focus on talking a little bit more. Because when you're commentating, it's hard to do two things at once, and a lot of people didn't like that I wasn't talking to them while we were playing, and you guys complain quite a bit. I know some of you don't, but a lot of you do, and so I'm just trying to make you guys happy. So what I try to do is just have fun. And I kicked that guy right there, V Mengsel, because he was just being very obnoxious, playing loud music, and he was just being annoying. Everybody wanted him kicked, so he got kicked. And it was only because he might have been having fun, but everybody else wasn't, because we couldn't even hear each other, so it wasn't worth it. There, I thought there was another chest right next to it, which is kind of funny. The area I'm in, I'm pretty happy with. I kind of just go in a separate direction, kind of going into a building. I just go from chest to chest and hopefully it takes me in the right direction, because what you have to do right away is just find as much supplies as you can. And the gamer tags are on, as you can kind of see. You can kind of see like an orange gamer tag there, here, and there. And I was thinking to myself, in this building, there's got to be a chest here somewhere. So where else would it be? It would probably be in front of the building, right here. And I got some iron and gold, which is wonderful, and arrows, which is great. And I love this area too because it has a crafting table. Not a crafting table. A lot of the buildings have crafting tables, but I like this area because it has an enchantment table right there. I believe there's 2 enchantment tables. I've only seen 2. Maybe there's 3. I think there's 3. I'm not sure. I don't really study the maps. I just kind of remember some of the stuff is where some of the stuff is from when I'm playing, and I throw some meat in there because I know I'm gonna get hungry and I'm already low on food bars, which is terribly annoying if you don't have any food. So that's what I try to do, and it's great to be in these little buildings because it's secluded. And I just misplaced an iron block, and I was like, oh no! I was like, oh, I can mine it back, and I was like, no, I can't, because then it won't give it to me. So that was terrible, and it's totally not worth making an iron pickaxe and trying to break it, or a wooden pickaxe. Or it has to be stone, I think. Yeah, it wasn't really worth it to me. It wasn't really worth my time. I didn't have any stone with me, so I was like, okay, whatever. It's just 1 iron. We'll be fine. It's usually like boots or a helmet, but in this case, it ended up being okay. And I had quite a bit of gold, which is fun. It gets pretty interesting later on, and so I hope you guys do enjoy this. It's quite a good Hunger Games. And we have Hassy Boy in here too. A lot of you guys might not remember him actually, but if you go back, I don't know, to my Hunger Games in the teens and maybe a little bit before that, I used to have a leaderboard for Hunger Games, and I was in every single Hunger Games, and he was in like a few. He wasn't in all of them, but he was in a few. And he had more points than I did. He won more Hunger Games than I did, which annoyed the heck out of me, but it was a lot of fun. He's a cool dude, and he's a great competitor, and it obviously, I think it made me better. And then he took a vacation, and we kind of lost touch a little while there. But he's back here, and this is fun. So this is a lot of fun. And I saw a guy up there, so I was hoping he didn't take these chests. He took one back there, and he took this one. I was like, ah, crap, because this was kind of a cool route I had going, and if there was some stuff in here, I would really be OP at this point. And unfortunately, he did take a lot of stuff, but he did not get this double chest, which I'm very grateful for because there's a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of iron and gold, which is great. Of course, you still have to smelt it, but that's the added challenge that I love, which is a lot of fun. And I do have another showcase for you guys today. You guys should probably check it out. It's on a new map. Well, I haven't played it. It's not a new map. It's a little bit older. I think it's called Alien Invasion. And I stole this guy's iron and gold, and he got mad, and I gave it back to him because I was like, it's all right. I was just joking with you. He had 2 iron and 2 gold, I believe, and I placed him back there. But it was fun. I was just messing around with him. I hate when people do that, so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I hate when people do it. So, I mean, you get what you give, basically. So it's not something I wanted to do. So Rule left the game. I assumed it was lag, so I re-invited him. He never came back. He ended up going offline, as you can see right there. I sent him a request, but he went offline, so I assumed it was lag, but I wasn't sure because he went in the lava 2 times, so I was assuming that he probably lost his stuff in lava and he just raged. But that's okay. I really enjoy the fact that he came and he played, and so that's great. And here's a nice four jump parkour jump that I just did there, which was great. And I was like, yes, I could probably get it on the first try. And then I'm like, yes, and I still get it, and I just have momentum, and I'm so happy I get it on the first try. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I mean, you'll see in 2 seconds, which is great. And I mean, parkour on these maps is quite an advantage to have. And there's my diamond sword, so I'm pretty well stacked at this time. And I'm like, oh, cool, I have some iron. I might need some more for some armor, but I have a sword which should get me pretty well started off if I can kill someone, which would be great. So I think we're talking about how long we're gonna do the grace period, and I think we're gonna do like 4 or 5 more minutes. And I was like, oh, I gotta find a crafting table. And I saw that bridge right there, and I was like, there must be a way up there somewhere. So I was like, I'll go up there, and I completely forgot because I noticed this parkour, and I was like, all right, let's do this. This is a pretty far jump, but I think I can do it. I make it. I'm like, great, now let's do this one. And I accidentally go too far to the left. Sensitivity's a little bit too high, but it's okay. I get some leather and beef, which is not too good, but it's all right. So I have to find my way back up, and I was like, there's stairs over here, and there's a little bridge, and there's this dang slime that's really annoying. He does like 3.5 damage with no armor on, which is pretty cool. But it's weird because they kind of trap you. They get you stuck. And I was thinking about going for that chest, and I was like, it's not worth it. I'm totally going to run into the slime again. So I just went back up here, and I wanted to do that parkour again. Because I only lost a few hearts when I fell there, and I was like, okay, I'll probably regen by then. So I was like, which way was it? I wasn't sure. I know now because I'm watching it again that it is to my right, but I wasn't so sure, so I decided to make a diamond sword first and I enchant it. I believe I have. Oh, I did not have enough. I thought I had enough enchanting to make one, but I did not, which is unfortunate. So I went back to that parkour, hoping to get some more iron or gold, which is great. And Denzel, for halfway into the match, he's like, "Hey, invite me," and I was like, no. We're already, 8.5 minutes in. I don't think it wouldn't be fair to you. I mean, I guess it would be fair to everybody else, but it wouldn't be fair to him because he would die right away. So I was like, there must be after I fell there, I was like, there must be a simpler way to get to the top of that building, because I was like, oh my goodness, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I've learned my lesson from spending the whole time doing parkour and failing. So I'm like, let's put some iron in here and cook it, some beef to be good later, because we'll need that. That's a very good thing to do, is to and this guy also asked me to invite him. I'm like, it's funny because we already are halfway through, and it's way too late. It wouldn't be fair. And I'm just looking around these areas for more chests. Hopefully there's some in these buildings, because the buildings are always the best for that kind of thing. So I'm looking around the side, because usually they had one on the side. Didn't look like they did, though, until I saw this double chest on top of the building, which was terrific. So I got this iron and gold and arrows and raw beef, and I was like, yes. I got some more steak, which would be great because I was only down to a pork chop, but I did have some raw pork chop, which I could use. So now it's another parkour moment. Failed it. Hopefully I was still there, so I just got back up. And I saw someone up there because he mentioned that he saw a double chest and a guy running away from him. And I was trying to tell him that I already stole the stuff there. took the stuff there, but he was like, no, you didn't. So he decided to drop down, which he'll regret soon, if you know what I mean. So now I have to jump back in this window. Of course, I failed it the first time. Second time, I make it. So that's always my rule for parkour. I think from now on, that's a good rule to have. I'm going to do 2 tries. If I fail the second time, it's totally worth moving on. It's just a waste of your time. But if you make it the first or the second time, it's really worth it, depending on the chest, of course. If you don't know what's in there, then you'll be screwed. And I just saw somebody pass me. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody could have just killed me right there. And then I noticed that the guy that dropped down was right there, and I just got him, and I was like, yeah, that's great. I already had a diamond sword, which is fine, but he gave me some experience, which is perfect. So I got that, and I was hoping the other guy would not come back, but actually happened to be a gaming deer. I did not know that at the time, though. So I kicked Sinclair, and he wasn't very smart. It wasn't very smart on his part to come down and try to look in my furnaces right when I enabled PvP. Dude, if Gaming Deer would have turned around, that would have really would have been bad, because he would have had the edge on me, because I was trying to smelt some iron and get some armor and stuff like that. But unfortunately for him, he didn't, which is really good for me. So I was like, oh, I'm in a good position now, and I was just checking to see where he went. He might have just stayed around. He got this chest, of course, and I was just looking for him, because I was like, I have some armor now, I could totally take him on, but he wasn't. So I was like, I better stay in my area with my pork chops, but I'm going to go a little bit down, a little bit further, see if he missed any chests or if he's still around. He wasn't, which is lucky for him, because he had a leather chest plate. I don't think he would have done too well with a leather chest plate against a diamond sword, but he might have had a diamond sword, I don't remember. So just checking to see if that my flying's off and everything like that. Didn't see anyone, so I was looking for some gold, and Captain Keys is saying hi, he's sending me a message. So I'm like, I'm good, we better kind of move on here. So I see that there's a chest there, but I knew I already took it. I checked that like twice or something like that. Just looking around for anybody that I could kill. And I needed a crafting table to make some boots, which was perfect because it was right there. So right there I made some boots, and I now have full armor, half gold, half iron, mostly iron, and Gaming Deer just drops right in front of me, and I know he's already down from fall damage, and then I hit him, and he was done. He just fell off. He must have miscrouched or something, and he didn't have a diamond sword. Okay, yeah, and he had leather. But it was fine because he got some extra iron for me, which is good. And I killed this spider because I wanted the experience. So I was like, oh, I can find an enchantment table. And now all I have to do is kill Hassy Boy. And what I explained earlier is Hassy Boy, he's beaten me every time. And I think every Hunger Games, I think most of the Hunger Games he's been in, it's been a one-on-one at the end where it's just been me and him left. And we've fighted each other like every time, and he's always beaten me. So I was like, oh, here's my time for redemption. I was so happy about that. But I was like, I don't know, maybe he has full iron or diamond, because he usually has a diamond sword. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn gamer tags on just because I kind of want to speed it up a little bit. We're already 13 minutes in. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look for an enchantment table, because I don't see him around here. I'm looking around, I don't see him. So I'm like, there's an enchantment table up somewhere on some roof. I didn't remember which house it was, so I decided to go up on the outskirts to see if I could find it. And I'm checking here to see if I have any arrows, and I do. It was in my hotbar, which is good. And I'm going to need some steak here in a second. So I'm looking around trying to find. Thought I saw his name there, but I didn't. It's just foliage, of course. So I found an enchantment table on my way looking for an enchantment table, which was perfect. And I got sharpness, which is great, because I mean knockback's good too, but I mean really we want, we want sharpness. So that's what I got, and I was like, I need some more steak, and it was like perfect. Gaming Deer dropped some, or it might have been Sinclair. It doesn't matter. So I have 4 cooked steak, and I'm ready to go. So I leave my arrows in my inventory, my hotbar, so I can kind of see how many arrows I have. I'm looking at the books to see if there's anything I kind of want to kill some mobs for. course, it takes like 3 to 5 levels to actually get them, but I was like, if there's something really good, like if there was flame, maybe, but it's still very expensive. So I was like, I'm gonna do this parkour quick. There's probably something in that chest. I fell, and at that point in midair, I was like, no! And because I had armor on and boots, I was fine. I was down to 2 hearts though. That was very close. So right here, I was being very, very careful, trying to work my edge around, because I didn't want to fall down just in case he might have been kind of around me. I was always checking my surroundings to making sure he wasn't there, and the lag's really freaking me out here because I'm trying to go around each block, but it's freaking me out. Sometimes it doesn't work if it's too laggy, and here I end up falling, which is fine because I already regened. And there's a spider here, and like, well, if he gets me to another level, that'd be good. Of course he didn't, because there's only one spider. And I go up here because there's a chest, which is wonderful. I was like, you never know. It's late in the game, but if there's some iron, it might be worth it later. There's some leather and wood in there, which is not even close to worth it at all. These are all just one jumps. I didn't even have to sprint, which was great. And in here, it wasn't too good. I mean, it had some ore and some raw beef. The raw beef, I was like, okay, maybe. But other than that, I kind of put some stuff in there, and I noticed I put an iron block in there, which I didn't mean to do. So I just parkour my way back to the center, and I was just going to jump off into the water. So here I'm feeling very, very anxious to find Hassy Boy because we're already it's already becoming day. It's been a full day, and I was like, oh, perfect. He's right at the center. He doesn't even see me until he actually goes into the third person and he sees me behind him. I'm trying to bow him just to kind of hurt him so I can catch up to him a little bit. I don't know why, but I just felt like I should probably bow him. And, of course, he crouched. He's trying to hide from me. So I'm like, all right, I better not get that chest just in case he's around the corner because he can see my name. And I saw the zombie die. I was like, the only way he died was if Hassy Boy was right there. And I didn't shoot because I thought he was going to attack me. So if he wasn't going to attack me, I was going to pull out my sword. Probably should have just hit him with my sword right away. But he kept running away. So I was kind of hoping I could get him with the bow. Because it's annoying when they're just running around for, 5 hours and stuff like that. Luckily, he tries to hide again. So I'm like, oh, when I find him, I'm totally going to get him. I pull out my bow a little bit later because I see him. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you. So I pull out my bow, and it goes right through him. And I was like, oh, my goodness, he ran right through me. So I'm like, he doesn't even want to try to kill me. He thinks he doesn't have a chance, and he knows he probably doesn't have a chance. I mean, I have iron and gold, and I'm still trying to bow him because he's so far away. And I apparently got really close a few times. I don't think I hit him, though. So now I know where he is, so I'm like, he went around the building, which was not smart. I can totally cut him off now. So I got my sword out, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just end this. It was just 3 to 4 shots, which was wonderful. And that was a great Hunger Games. That was one of the best Hunger Games I've ever had. Of course, it was only the 4 of us, I believe. But I killed all the other three players, which was great. And I really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Hunger Games and this post-commentary. I'm going to try to keep the Hunger Games a little bit shorter, because otherwise it's going to get really, really tough on my throats and later on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you later.